everybody. I'm super duper excited today. It is another member transformation, and I am super excited to hear the story that we've got going on today. Let me tell y'all, it is a busy day today in my world. Oh, we have a live with our member, Cece Compton, and she is already here. Hello, Cece. And we are going to listen to her story today, and we are going to see some pictures of her today. And I can't wait to get started, so I'm going to add her. Hold on, just one. Oh, wait, who did I add? Bring Cece on, add. I'm so excited. Hi, Brittany. Hi, Suzanne. I'm so glad you guys are here today to see this. Like I said, we are finishing up our week 12 of our first 90-day of our keto journey. And all week long, I have been, believe it or not, so busy behind the scenes trying to bring you guys some new things, some member appreciation. I am still collecting photos, and I'm getting some awesome photos from everybody, from befores and afters, non-scale victories. It's amazing. So let's see. And she might not be real familiar with how adding works. Hopefully it pops up because I am super excited. I've got a little girl out here playing.
Hey, Nancy. How are you?
Can you tilt your camera the other direction? Because you're kind of sideways. Go to.
It's straight up right now.
Okay, yeah.
What should I do?
Now go turn it sideways.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
There you go. We'll give her a here. Hi, Lisa.
Okay.
There you go.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, lady, you look beautiful. You are beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How is your day going so far?
It's going great.
Good. Oh, here goes. I got a little girl who's been playing quietly in the yard, and now all of a sudden it's like, Grandma, my toy's not working.
Yes. do what you need to do.
Her mama got her. What? Oh yes, she got all. Okay, so let's get started with this. Yes.
Yay.
First of all, I want to say thank you so much for agreeing to come on. You know, every week I am inspired by you. You have been faithfully posting, and your weight loss has been consistent. I'm like, golly, you are just amazing. So if you'd like, I'm just going to let you take over because I'd like to hear where you were at. I've got your pictures ready to go because we're going to display them. But okay. How did your weight loss keto journey start?
Well, it started some years ago. I had given Atkins a try, and I had success with it. But the weight I lost came back, and my husband passed in 2012, and then 2 years ago, my youngest son was in an accident, and he's disabled now. And so a lot of that, stress internalized, and I just ate carbs and gained all the way up to 272 on September 20th, which is the red shirt picture. That's my before picture. And that's the only picture that I have because I probably wouldn't have posed for a picture. That was a random picture that somebody took.
I have this picture of you, and I'm going to see if it comes across. And Cece told me she had to kind of crop it so it got a little fuzzy, but you still get the idea. But this was Cece at church, you guys.
Yes.
I bet that brings you some memories, right? You keep talking, and I've just got this up here.
It sure does. And it's just, I'm just so thankful and so amazed. God is so good for what he's done, in my life and leading me down this keto journey. And, as I did each thing, like went keto, then I learned about intermittent fasting and, just simple things like eat until you're full and then stop. And I did starting in November. I started with keto in September, but then in November I added in the intermittent fasting, and that's when it really took off.
Yes.
So for anybody that doesn't know, intermittent fasting is 16 or more hours of fasting with nothing caloric. Like you can have black coffee, sparkling water, regular water, things like that, but you can't have any cream or anything caloric, anything of that nature. And that's when it really took off.
Yeah.
And then I switched it up a little further. I closed the eating window a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. And I know that sounds harsh, but I really wasn't hungry. And I was
I
eating
can.
like from 10 to 6, and then I would stop eating at 3, and then I would close the window. So then I was at one meal a day by like Christmas time, what they call OMAD keto, which is one meal a day. And anytime you hit a stall, what I did is I just found something else to do, switched it up. I have done anywhere from 1 to 4 days of just straight up water fast just to kick myself off of a plateau. I know it sounds really harsh, but I just wanted the best
So
possible results. And I learned from Dr. Ken Berry that anytime you have any leg cramps or anything like that, you take a pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt, or if you're hungry and you drink a big glass of water and take a pinch of the pink salt and put it in your mouth, and in about 20 minutes it's gone.
hey, can I tell you?
And,
I'm gonna break in there because so far
yes.
you hit on some subjects that we've all been really talking about lately, which I
Mm-hmm.
find very useful information. Um, here's one thing that I really realized that Dr. Berry mentioned this last week when we were talking about intermittent fasting.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, I need that for a minute. Okay, so as far as like the electrolytes go,
Mm-hmm.
when we use new salt or light salt, which that's what I've been doing to get my extra potassium. Like if I was having
Mm-hmm.
cramps, I'd get a little bit of the new salt or the light salt. Of course, I take the magnesium. And I've even posted keto drink recipes. But here's the thing, new salt and light salt is mostly potassium and not as much sodium. So I was kind of skipping my pink
Mm-hmm.
salt and using the light salt and everything. Now
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing, and this has been fabulous, you guys, I take this big cup of water. I put a teaspoon of magnesium, powdered magnesium in it. And then
Mm-hmm.
I take a little pinch, probably an eighth of a teaspoon of the light salt, which is
Mm-hmm.
potassium. And then I take another little pinch of pink Himalayan salt. So I'm getting two kinds of salt. I'm getting the sodium
Mm-hmm.
I need, plus the potassium, plus the magnesium. And I started out with a little bit of warm water. I give it all a good mix to dissolve the salts and the magnesium up. And then I fill it with cold water, and then
Okay.
I put a little squirt of Mio water or Dasani
Mm-hmm.
squirt, and it tastes like
Mm-hmm.
a Powerade, but
Wow.
zero cramping now. Zero.
Yes.
Even at night,
Awesome.
zero. So, and the other
Mm-hmm.
thing that I love that you talked about is your intermittent fasting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a breeze popped up. Please don't blow over my
It
phone.
looks like it feels good.
It's nice. It's a beautiful day out. There's when the breeze picks up, you can feel a little bit of winter still in there, just a little bit, like that,
Mm-hmm.
Easter nippy weather. But when you talked about the intermittent fasting, that's another wonderful point to bring up, especially if you are experiencing a stall. I haven't gone a full 24 hours without food, but I have found that just because of, I was doing the period of window, usually mine runs somewhere between anywhere from 10 to 8, but
Mm-hmm.
usually even shorter. It just depends on when I get hungry.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But then I found myself down to that one meal, and I didn't know it was called that one mad.
OMAD.
Oh, mad.
Yes. Yes.
I didn't even know.
OMAD, all in uppercase letters.
Oh,
There's YouTube all about it.
I'm gonna have to.
And
I'll have to find
yes.
it. But
Excuse Kitty, she's
she's adorable. But I do find myself down to one meal a day. Like I'm very satisfied if I get a good, really first nutritionally dense meal, and then
mm-hmm.
if anything, like 6, 7, 8 hours later, I might feel the need of a little bit. Then I go eat some fat. I mean, just straight up fat,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm done. I'm like, I'm
Right.
satisfied.
Coconut oil or
Mm-hmm.
cream cheese, whatever.
Cream
Yeah.
coconut is my number one go-to.
One of the biggest things about the fasting part, the intermittent fasting or the straight fasting, and the reason I did it was not to speed up the weight loss. It was to produce a thing called autophagy.
Yes, yes.
And what that is, autophagy, when you fast for 16 hours or more, your body goes into a state called autophagy. And it's like the Pac-Man game from the 70s. It eats up all of the dead cells and all of the cells and things that you don't need. And one of those things that you don't need anymore is loose skin.
Right, exactly.
And
Girl,
so
I've got a lot.
I still have some, but mine's shrinking. And I read in Dr. Jason Fung's books, I have both of his books. I want to show those in a minute, but he has taken people who are way bigger than we ever were and put them on straight fasts and shrunk them. And compared to like bariatric patients that have had the weight loss surgery and whatnot, none of his patients have to have skin loss removal surgeries.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna step my step. You know what? I think the countess asked me last week if I had done a 24-hour fast, or did I believe in fasting in itself, like days without food. And I had admitted, I was like, I'm not sure I'm ready, you know, because I know a lot about keto. What I can't find, I research or, you know, ask the doctor about it. But it is becoming easier and easier, and now I'm like, okay, now that's what I need to do. I think I'm just gonna set it out there in the group, that way I have accountability and going, okay, I'm gonna go for that 24-hour fast. Girl, if I could get in, look, I'm gonna just show y'all. See, I don't even know, this is genetic, it runs in my family, so I don't know what kind of results I'll get. In my first month, I lost weight so quickly that I started getting, you know, I started getting the wobble. But since I've been intermittent fasting, it has gotten better.
See? Yes. And if you can start even 10 to 6 or 9 to 5 or however it best fits into your schedule. Some people do 12 to 8 because they like to eat supper late with their family and still eat the same amount of keto food. Just squish it into that 8-hour window.
Yes.
And then after you get so you're totally comfortable, that's totally doable. Who knows how long that is, 2 weeks, a month, different for everybody. Then what I did is I started squeezing the window down like 7 hours, 6 hours until I got to OMAD.
Now, we have everybody asking you, how often do you fast? Are you a daily intermittent faster with occasional fasting, like for longer periods? What is your fasting schedule?
Mostly I fast. Right now, what I'm doing is OMAD, 1 meal a day. So I fast 23 hours out of the day and I eat 1 meal.
And that's
that
meal
daily. Can be big. It can be like 2 or 3 plates of food.
Okay. So you eat big. And it's like Texas, go big or go home, you know?
Yeah. And I stick to, rather than going for the casseroles and this and that, I'll stick to meat and fat, like bacon and eggs. Stick to the, you know, the basics, because when you get into adding buffalo sauce or something like that, you just run the risk of the company having put something in there that's gonna, it might not have any carbs, but it will ping your insulin, and that, you know, sort of slows down your weight loss.
You know what? See, I love you more and more every time. I mean, this is awesome, because you know, I'm always saying fat first, moderate protein, low carb. I try, you know, to encourage everybody. It's not like we're very strict or whatever, but if your goal is to have good, clean weight loss and you want it to be steady, you have to put in the work, and you don't have to feel deprived, or you don't have to feel hungry, and it doesn't have to feel like a diet. It just has to be clean. You know, I love clean eating. And I'll be honest, like for me, purpose, as an example.
Yes, there you go.
As an example, I will say that probably 5 out of 7 days a week, very clean eating. For instance, last night I took some shrimp, some butter, some lemon juice, and some pink Himalayan salt and garlic. That was so light, so delicious. Some asparagus with some olive oil, again with a little bit of seasoning. and garlic on the grill. You know, that kind of eating can be done all week long. Now, maybe there is a family event or just something going on the weekend, and I might decide, okay, this is the day that I'm going to have something with almond flour. For me, that's a treat to say I'm going to make
Right.
fathead pizza, or I'm going to make,
Right.
you know, almond pancakes or something like that. But I try to focus the majority of my time on clean eating, fat first, and then that protein, and I keep the cheese away, the dairy away, the sour cream away, and save that for like my 1 day a week of fun food, the casseroles or whatever, if you will.
Right.
And do you go out ever to restaurants? What do you like? What do you do? And you find yourself in a situation, and you know you're out with a group, and what is your?
I've been trying to limit that, but I don't want to, you know, cut off myself socially. And so there was one time I went with girlfriends out to lunch, and I got just a really amazing salad. And I said, can I have oil and vinegar with it? And they use an already made oil and vinegar. And I didn't figure it out until after I ate it. And so I stalled for a few days. And so now I'm really clear to say, can I have the separate oil and vinegar on the side? And I think you just run the risk. It's doable. I just wanted in this 90 days the best and the most progress I could get for myself.
And every week, we have seen.
It was 5 pounds, 5 pounds, 5 pounds forever. There was only 1 week when I didn't lose any.
Yes, and see now I went down 1 more pound. I'm kind of balanced out at the smaller. But again, I need to step up my fasting game, I think, and I know I could make some more changes. And I think there are weeks when I feel that motivated, you know, and I just want everybody to know, because we're in this the long term for our rest of our lives, you know.
Absolutely.
So there, I know, like for instance, yesterday, let me tell y'all. My mom had some doctor's appointments in town. We had to do some running, so she wanted to go to lunch. And I had ate a little bit that morning before I left. And she's like, don't do it. We went to a Chinese restaurant, not a Chinese buffet, but an actual authentic Chinese restaurant. And I thought, oh, good Lord, you talk about challenging. What can I do? Well, I found that they actually had steamed beef and broccoli. There was, now mind you, there was zero even fat even, but I would rather choose pure food, whole food, you know. It was super thin. It was super thin sliced beef. The broccoli was steamed. There wasn't even seasoning except for maybe a little bit of salt on it. So it's
good for you. Good choice.
So at that point, I could ask for some chili paste, which is nothing but oil and chili. And I could take that oil and I started drizzling it all over. And I did order some egg drop soup. I looked it up. I looked up the carbs. I looked up the ingredients. Their egg drop soup actually looked like a bowl of egg yolk with a little bit of shredded white in it. It was so darn. It said for one serving, one thing, I would get 10 carbs. So I ate just a little bit of it for the flavor. Pushed it aside. You know, I'm like probably going to get a carb or two out of that. And then the beef and broccoli. And there was a few shreds of carrots. And I didn't even touch the carrots.
Good for you.
But here's the thing, when you do go out, realize that, you know, they might not use the good healthy fats that we are supposed to be eating. So I have noticed, even when I do go out with my husband and we eat, or with my mom, I feel like it's an inflammatory type of fat that we're putting in our body, and it might even stall you for a day too. So just be aware of it. Just have that awareness about you. If you're going out, you might enjoy a night, but don't get upset if you stall for a day or two. It'll pick back up if you continue to eat clean keto. So, all right. What else you got for me, lady?
Next is fat adaptation. Once you're in keto for a while, you get to a place where your body burns fat. It actually prefers, like, all your glycogen and all your glucose is burnt out of your body and has been for a while, and you haven't had any cheats or any things that have snuck in or anything. You go into a place called fat adaptation. It's where your body prefers to burn fat, and it looks for fat to burn. And my goal is to stay really strict keto for 2 years, because I've heard from a YouTube person that once you're fat adapted for 2 years, your body won't go back.
Wow.
I think that would be super.
What a goal,
Yes, it
though,
would.
right? Somebody's
Yes.
asking. So, Cece, what is your current weight? And what was your starting weight? And how much have you lost total?
So I've currently lost 102 pounds. I started out at 272 pounds.
Oh my gosh!
And
Congratulations.
for about the last 6 days, I've weighed 170. And
You
my ultimate goal is 150. It's starting to go slower now
well,
for
yes.
whatever reason.
But how, guys? I need to see hearts. I need to see likes. I need to see celebration. Like blow it up like a firework display here. This is amazing, amazing.
Hmm.
You know, and so you haven't even got a year down yet.
Right.
Wow.
6 months. It's 6 months on the 20th.
6 months, 100 pounds,
102 pounds.
months. Guys, if you weren't a believer, I'm telling you guys right now, I mean, you're looking straight at her. I did the transformation with my daughter's pictures the other day. She was not coming on, but this is straight out of her own mouth. I'm so glad to hear your story, and I'm so
Thank you.
it's like keto works, you guys. Keto works. Keto works. What about your health
Yeah.
benefits? What have you enjoyed since being on keto?
One thing I've enjoyed is my son's rheumatologist told us that every 1 pound you lose takes 4 pounds of pressure off of all of your joints, especially your lower extremities when you're walking and standing and whatnot. And I'm a hairstylist, so I really took that to heart.
Oh,
And so if you take, 102 times 4, that's 408, and that's a lot.
that
I get to
is.
go to work now and come home pain-free and not have to take any NSAIDs or anything. Um, One thing that I incorporated is matcha green tea. Have you heard of matcha green
I
tea?
have some in the cabinet, and I was like,
Yes.
I'm going to play with that, but I haven't used it, but I already bought some.
I got this from Trader Joe's and I really like it. In the box is 7 individual packets. And so it's really gross. I'm just going to tell you.
It tastes like
But
grass, doesn't it?
yes, you can take, instead of sipping it hot, you can drink a few sips out of a bottle of water and pour the packet in and then just slam it back because it doesn't taste good. But I had a foot injury that I was taking NSAIDs just to get through the day of work. And immediately when I started the matcha green tea and also the weight loss and everything, I have been NSAID free. I haven't had to take any Tylenol. I was taking, this is really bad. A dentist told me about this, and then I just ran with it for something else. If you layer Aleve and Tylenol, it gives you an extra layer
It does.
of
A dentist told me that one time too. Or Aleve and
mhm,
ibuprofen. If you layer those
mhm,
together, it has the same effect as a Vicodin as far as like the boost of
mhm,
pain relief. And that's pretty heavy duty if you were in that kind of pain. Oh my goodness.
mhm.
I couldn't
I
believe it.
was doing that every day. And of course, the bottle says you're not supposed to take those for more than 7 days in a row.
Right.
But I took them for years. And then when I started this matcha, I haven't taken them since. And
Okay.
that was the only
Well,
that's
for
the only
me too.
different.
For me too, I've experienced, almost zero pain now, whereas I
Mhm,
was going to bed with 2 Aleve at night. I didn't want
mhm,
to overdo because I have some stomach issues. I'm not supposed to take ibuprofen, and it could cause stomach bleeding for
mhm,
me, but Aleve is okay. And even so, I would just wait. I was in so much pain all the time. I would be like, I can't wait to take 2 Aleve at night, and I could only limit myself to maybe once a week of one good night rest. For the rest of the time, I slept in pain, I woke in pain, I walked in pain. And now, since I've started keto in January, it's like that is a non-existent. Unless I've been doing lots of, yard work and I've got some general
mhm,
soreness, then I might take a little bit of Aleve and go to bed and I'll have a wonderful night's sleep. But I'm not having to live on that to control
mhm.
daily pain from inflammation in my body.
Right.
That's so wonderful. I'm going to move on to another topic because I'm sure,
Okay.
like there's two big questions I'm sure everybody wants to know. How do you feel about sweeteners and bulletproof coffee? Do you use sweeteners? Do you drink that? What do you think about it?
I was doing the sweeteners and I noticed that it was like stalling me and I heard several people on YouTube say that anytime you have a sweetener, even if it's a low carb, low calorie sweetener, it pings your insulin. And I guess this is in Dr. Jason Fung's books. I'll show those really, really quick. There's two of them. The Obesity Code is really good by Dr. Jason Fung. And then also The Complete Guide to Fasting.
Awesome.
And both of those are really, really good. But he talks about in there how any sweetener whatsoever will, even stevia, will ping your insulin and it stalls you. And so I'm saving those for maintenance or special occasions.
So your stance is right now you're just not doing any of the sweeteners, and when maintenance arrives and you just need to eat to maintain where your goal weight is, then you'll probably enjoy some of that a little bit more.
Exactly. Oh. And as far as bulletproof coffee, I tried it in the month of December and I really liked it with cold brew coffee, which cold brew is, it just takes the bitterness out of it and it's easy to make on your own. But the bulletproof coffees were stalling me. I think it was the heavy whipping cream, and I heard you say that as well.
Yeah.
It stalled me, and so
me too. It put me almost.
Anytime I had a stall, I would step back and what do I need to switch up? What do I need to change? And so I just eliminated it for a caffeine source and anti-inflammatory. I went to the matcha.
Okay, well, now we've covered that really well. Now you are pretty much OMAD now. You eat pretty much one meal a day, one large meal. What are you eating? Everybody's going to want to know, what do you eat? What are your favorite meals? What's your favorite keto go-to for your meal? And how much of it?
Bacon and eggs and cream cheese. I know that sounds bad. Just for this time, I've sort of put vegetables, though I saw Dr. Barry's wife have a salad with the bacon drizzled over and I was like, ooh, I gotta have that soon. But bacon and eggs and like 2 eggs or 3 and 4 to 6 strips of bacon and then either some cheese or some cream cheese with it.
So you eat,
and then also maybe a little shot of the MCT oil.
Okay, so do you add the added fat to your meals? Like if you're cooking your eggs, make sure there's lots of fat, good protein, and little to almost no veg at this time. Just
little to no. Just because I'm just trying to go so strict, so get there, and then we'll
Right.
I do take vitamins and stuff.
Hey, Elizabeth, can I get those photos, please? My little granddaughter ran off with the tablet because she was.
Oh, it's okay.
I want to watch puppies, yeah, but I want to show these pictures. So,
one thing I wanted to say is a support system is really, really, really important. I have 3 or 4 people who are really, really supportive of me. They're my biggest cheerleaders, and whether they agree with my diet of choice or not, they're still, there for me.
And it does make a difference. I mean, and you're very, very blessed to have a personal support system. I know that my family is behind me, and especially now that they're really seeing the results. And, my daughter will look at me and go, well, you are looking different, and you can tell you're bouncy. You're like my mama again,
Yeah.
So that's really great. But if you don't worry, because that's what we have group for. I mean, we've got this group, we've got Dory's group, we've got the Countess's group.
Absolutely.
We have a good little network going on of keto groups that, you can find a good fit to you. You can be in all of them across the board, and just take what you need, because that's what we're here for. I'm going to show you this little collage I put together of Cece. She might want to do a stand-up reveal. She might not. So I'm just going to turn this around for you, because you can see, guys, look at how wonderfully she has transformed in 6 months.
Thank you for putting that together for me, Nancy.
Oh, you're welcome, hon. Oops. We got you going there. So anyways, I just want you guys to see the difference, and I've got little words and stuff scrolling past mine, so I can't see it. I hope you all can see this. And I have to say in person too that, you actually have that glow about you. I mean, I'm watching you here on camera, and you look just absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Is there anything you would
I
like to
was
add?
gonna do a stand-up review. Are we on? I was gonna do a stand-up review at the end, but you know,
That's good.
are we almost done? Or
Yes, we are wrapping up.
another favorite is cheese chips. You know, where
Yes.
you take I take slices of cheese and use half of it, fold it in half, and put it either on parchment paper or one of those silicone baking mats,
Uh-huh.
and bake it at 350 till they're crisp,
Yes.
and cheese chips.
Yes,
So
that's one of
yeah.
my favorites too. And I told Dory the other day, I said, I don't know what it is, but every time I love cooking, but every time I try to make my own cheese chips in the microwave, I burn them. So I just do
Hmm.
them in the skillet, just like you would a little pancake. I let it go low and slow.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't microwave cheese
Yeah.
chips for nothing. I don't know why, but I can crisp them
Oh,
up and flip them over in a pan, and then I'll just make a big one, and then I break it off into sections. It works out just as well. Cece,
oh,
thank you
great.
so much. You are
Yes.
beautiful. You are an inspiration. I can't wait. I'm going to share
Thank you for
all
having
across the
me.
board. Everybody, please share, share,
Thank you.
share, share this video, share this video, share this live, because I'm sure somebody out there is feeling the same way. Look, she's going to do it for us. Yes, 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 girl. Yes, yes, guys. Thumbs, hearts, yes. Wow. And you know what is beautiful? Like you said, you have been doing this 6 months, and with your fasting, it's not like you're sagging and bagging. You are looking amazing, lady.
I didn't have these wrinkles until I crossed like the 60-pound mark. I messaged my daughter and I'm like, why do I have forehead wrinkles now all of a sudden?
Well, I've got them. I mean, I've got
Yeah.
them. I'm only 52, but then again, I haven't led the cleanest life. So let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
But lady, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Have a blessed day. Guys, I just want to let you know that today at 1 o'clock, I'll be live with the Countess. I'll be going with her and chit-chatting with her today.
Great.
And the fat bombs, I am releasing the fat bomb recipes today. There's 3 of them coming out today, guys. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So tune in at 1 o'clock with the Countess of Low Carb, and we'll catch you guys later. You've been awesome. Remember, guys, fat first, moderate protein, low carb, and get you some. It's been great.